Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's Yamistin here, back again with another review. This time with the Waizowl Cloud. I've had this mouse for like a month now. I've mained it for a week, or maybe even 2 weeks. But the reason why I stopped maining this mouse was because I got my ULX Tiger, as you can see here. So yeah, I've been maining this mouse to be honest, all throughout. But yeah, but I went back to this shape because I just wanted to confirm stuff. So yeah, so here's my review of the Waizowl Cloud. So first, let's start with the coating. So the coating is very similar to the XM2WE. So very rubberized, very grippy. It's a bit wetter feeling compared to like the GPX, which I would classify as a bit drier compared to the Waizowl Cloud, but this is also very grippy. It's super grippy. Especially for my sweaty hands, this works perfectly well. Okay, so next is the skate. So let's go with the skate. So as you can see, this uses uh full size skates right now because the one that it comes with stock is our four corner skates, but they're not like dots, they're just four corner skates and they're very fast. That's the thing. That's why I changed to full size because they were a bit too fast for me. So these are still fast. They have great glide. They remind me of like Jade skates, okay, from X-Ray Pad, or like broken in core pads. So they're that fast. So they're very fast. Even on my endgame gear pad, like the EMC pad, like there's a control pad. This feels fast. But I mean, stopping power is still good. So yeah, the stock skates are really good, and it's great that they ship two skates. Like aside from the four corner skate, they also ship with full size skates. The only downside is like it was hard for me to find aftermarket skates, at least here in the Philippines. Like I had to buy from AliExpress. I couldn't find one from Shopee or Lazada. Okay, next is the weight. So weight is at 55 grams. Like this feels great for like claw grip. Like I don't mind. Like obviously, if you compare it to the ULX Tiger, there's an obvious weight difference. But compared to the GPX, like this is like what 63 grams. Like I don't notice a difference between this and this mouse. Like I could hardly tell which is lighter when doing side to side movement. Weight isn't much of a big deal for me, especially for claw grip. Like I mean, obviously, if you compare it to this, like there's an obvious difference. But just using it, like just playing the game, like not thinking about the weight, like this doesn't hurt my wrist or anything like that. So, yeah. So for me, like 55 grams is perfectly okay for a clogger. Like I wouldn't change a thing. Next is build quality. Yeah. So this thing is built like a tank, especially if you compare it to the ULX Tiger. No creaking, no side flexing, as in you can see me death gripping this thing and it won't pop, no shell popping or anything. Yeah, no unevenness with the clicks. Like the shell is okay. Like there's not much space between the clicks. Like there's no pre-travel or post-travel here. Okay, so build quality is really good. Like especially for $99, this is really good build quality. Okay, so shape. So I've never tried the Sensei shape before, and I know this isn't a one-to-one clone of the Sensei. Like this is a Sensei inspired shape. I think there's like a difference in the height, I think, of the hump. Like there's like a 1 millimeter difference, and I don't know. I've never tried Sensei, so I have no opinion on the difference between this and the Sensei. So I'll leave that up to people who actually have used that mouse. But for me, like the best way I could describe this is like a longer and more wider XM2WE from Endgame here. With I can't really uh feel the difference in the hump. Like obviously the hump position is also different. Like that has it more on the back, and this is more like a bit closer to the middle, but not like the GPX though. Like the GPX isn't at the middle. This isn't like, but it's close, but not really. So anyway, so the reason I really like the shape for claw grip is that it tapers. Like I'll show B-roll like of the shape, but yeah, so it tapers here, it tapers here. It gives good grip for my thumb and my ring and my pinky finger when claw gripping. Then yeah, so I just put my index in the middle of the flicks, and then the way it fills up my hand, like what I'm doing is because when I use the ULX tire, it's just a knuckle claw. So the only thing that fills up. Like when I use the GPX, there's slight contact here at the back, like similar to the ULX tire also, like a bit of contact here at the back. But with this mouse, like what I'm doing is like claw grip, then it contacts the knuckle, contacts here, then it also fills up this part of my palm. So when I claw grip, like really feel like I'm locked in, like like doing side to side, fast wipes and things like that. It does not feel like this mouse is like moving much in my hand. Like in hand maneuverability isn't that much. So for me, like doing those kinds of things in like Valorant, like doing fast wipes to clear corners or whatever, or like when somebody suddenly peeked and you had to fast react, fast wipe to it, like it feels great. It doesn't feel unstable or anything like that, especially with the weight also, like adds a bit of more of stability. The only downside is micro adjusting. Like there isn't much room for micro adjusting, so with your fingers. So at least with your fingers, as compared to like the Tiger, like you can see like there's more movement compared to this one because of the hump. So what I would do actually is like I have to use more of my wrist and my forearm for micro adjusting. So just takes time getting used to it, but like for claw grip, this is really great shape. Like honestly, this is like my preferred shape for claw grip, like something like this, like which fills up the palm and also the knuckle, because like that gives like a unique feeling. And the only mouse that has ever done that is also like the X2H, but that's more narrower compared to this. So yeah, so this feels really great. Next is the sensor. So sensor wise is standard 3395 implementation, no skipping, no mistracking. This doesn't, um what we call this, not track anything like my movement, everything's well. So like this is a standard 3395 implementation. I know the 3950's exclusivity with Razer ran out, so a lot of mice are coming out with that, but this is good. Like I have no complaints. Next is the clicks. So clicks are they're using, at least to my eyes, with when they show the teardown of this mouse, they're using transparent blue shell pink nuts, even though their website says that they're just using blue shell pink nuts. So I'm just gonna say they're using transparent blue shell pink nuts, and they're great. They're very crisp. They're not heavy by any means. Like compared to Omrons, they're a bit heavier, but they're not heavy. It's easy to spam clicks. Like no problem. The only thing I don't like about this is like with this shell, like it pings a bit too much. Like it has a louder ping as compared to my modded GPX and my modded ULX Tiger. I'll do a sound comparison in a while, like with B-roll showing you guys the sound. But like yeah, so like that's the only problem I have. Is like it's a bit pingy. Scroll wheel is great. Like for the encoder, I think they're using ETC Gold B2s. And anyway, if they're not, they're using a really great encoder. Like I really like it. Nice tactile steps, not too loud. Also, when you do scrolling, when you go fast, it's not loud at all. And like scroll click is okay. Like in Valorant, I don't really use this, so I don't really have a strong opinion. But they're fine for for when I use it. The side buttons. Initially, I found them a bit heavy, especially compared to the GPX. Although the GPX is mushy feeling, but it's lighter to actuate. So when I started using this mouse, I found it a bit heavy. But like I feel like they're fine compared to I think the ULX Tiger has like the best one. Like this has like very light and crispy feeling side button, so I really like that one compared to this one. But like I can't complain because like I only use this for balance, so it doesn't really affect me that much. Next is like software. So this is the only thing I don't like about the Waizowl software is because like when you first download it, like when you first download it from their website, it defaults to the OGM Pro. Like even when this mouse is plugged in or when you're using it, like it says OGM Pro. So when I change a lot of the settings with this mouse, like I didn't know you had to select the cloud. I thought like it automatically just detected it. Like I thought it was like cheap Chinese software, and that's why it didn't edit or anything like that. Apparently, I have to select no gem cloud. So that's the only thing I did not like about the software is that part. But otherwise, it's like what Pulsar and Lamzu does. Like you can change debout settings, sleep timer. You can enable high speed mode. I don't know what high speed mode does, but I just enabled it. So yeah, anyway, next is like performance and battery life. So battery life is okay. Like with high speed mode on, I get like a week's use. Like it went down to 30% after a week's use, so not bad. I don't know what high speed mode does, but I just turned it on because like it's a free setting that says it improves performance, so I just believe them. Oh well. Next is accessories. So the mouse comes with ships with a dongle, a white paracord cable, which I really like because it's nice and flexible as compared to the very thick cable of the ULX. Then mouse dongle and then the receiver. And then two PTFE skates, which I already applied the extra that they gave because I wanted more control. So yeah, for $99, the unboxing accessory is really good. So value for money, like this competes with Lamzo mice and Pulsar mice, like can't argue with that. Like the main differentiating factor is the shape, which is really good. Like that's a really good thing to differentiate yourself from. Like because like let's be real, like the X2H and the Lamzo Atlantis, they're like XM2WE shape inspired, like like that's where XM1, sorry, the XM1 inspired shape. So yeah, so this sensei, because there's no other company trying to do the sensei. Even Steel Series doesn't even didn't even refresh their sensei mouse. So if you guys want a unique shape, you should go for this. Okay, like you guys want to try a new claw grip shape mouse, like if you have 18 by 9 or to 21 by 11 cm hands, like I feel like this would fit you well. Like this would fit like a glove for you guys. So I highly recommend this, especially for the price. Like it's not that expensive, but it's also not that cheap. But it's in the middle ground. And like when you buy this mouse, like you wouldn't regret it because like um it's built like a tank. Um it doesn't feel like it's gonna break anytime soon. The only really downside I can see is like the colorway, because if you don't like red and white or white and orange, then tough luck, because the blackout version of this mouse isn't out yet. The jet black option isn't out yet. So yeah, so that's the uh main downside I can say. So yeah, that's basically it for this review. The next mouse I'll be reviewing is actually my modded Ultralight Tiger with the Wano Blue Shell Pink Nuts and TTC Gold V2s. Just a small update on that, and then maybe if I have the money, maybe I'll buy the Razer V3 Pro, because a lot of people have been placing that mouse. And might replace this mouse. Might be looking for a replacement for the super light. So I'm willing to give it a go. So that's it for this review. See you guys in the next one. Peace.